Kanye, why'd you show up today? You think about testifying?
Kanye, why are you here?
Kanye, who are you in support of?
That is Kanye West, who now goes by Ye. The rap star said in recent weeks that he has been in touch with Sean Diddy Combs' family and would possibly be attending his trial.
Interestingly, his arrival comes just a day after we heard from Jane. She was on the stand for days, an ex-girlfriend of Combs, and she talked about a trip to Las Vegas with a famous rapper. She said that he's a friend of hers and that he flew her out to Vegas, and that when they were there, they were in a hotel room together, and about 6 to 8 people watched an escort named Anton.
The spotlight on this case just intensified, and not in a good way. Kanye West, one of the biggest names in music, was recently linked to one of Sean Diddy Combs' infamous freak-off parties, and insiders say he could be called to testify any day now. As Diddy's sex trafficking trial races toward its conclusion, with Diddy refusing to testify himself, Kanye and his wife's connections to these secret Vegas events have set off a fresh wave of speculation and concern. What hidden truths lie behind those closed doors? And who's next to be dragged into the light?
Kanye West walked into the federal courthouse today, and I asked him, "Why are you here?" And he didn't answer. He kept walking inside, but I did hear from another reporter that another reporter asked him that question, and he said he was here to support Sean Combs.
Wearing this white, maybe canvas suit, and he told us that he was here to support Sean Combs. We're not sure that Combs' legal team wants him here for support or if he came on his own volition, but it certainly was a moment while testimony was going on from Sean Combs' former assistant, a guy named Jonathan Perez, who was with him from 2021 to 2024, said he set up hotel nights that he referred to as king nights, brought the lights, brought the Astroglide, brought the baby oil. The jury saw a lot of pictures today, too, of things seized from Combs' Los Angeles mansion. 900 bottles of Astroglide lubricant. According to the HSI agent on the witness stand, the jury saw boxes of it, all stacked up in Combs' garage.
Just a day after Kanye's name surfaced in court, he showed up to publicly back Diddy. Sources reveal that this appearance was orchestrated by Diddy's son, Christian Combs, who met with Kanye and secured his full commitment to support the family. It's all part of a bigger play. Diddy is rallying star power to shift public perception and insist he's innocent, dismissing the allegations as lies.
He was actually sitting with Sean Combs' son, Christian Combs, who's also known as King Combs. Kanye was sitting there in the overflow room in front of a monitor watching the court proceedings, and then he exited. After a few minutes, he was gone. Now, if you've been following along with our reporting at CNN, you already knew this was going to happen. We told you this first. On Thursday night, the night before Kanye came to court, I had reported that a source told me that Kanye was planning to come. He was in close touch with King Combs, that is Sean Combs' son, and that he was planning to come to show his support for Sean Combs.
But behind the scenes, Kanye's presence sends a different message. He's reportedly worried. Both he and his wife have been named in witness testimonies tied to those freak-off parties. Adding to Kanye's troubles, his assistant has filed a sexual harassment lawsuit against him, accusing him of inappropriate behavior and sending explicit messages. The accusations against both men paint a grim picture of control and manipulation over those around them.
Kanye is on his, he's looking for the attention, and for him to be mentioned in the trial, and they didn't let it go through because the reason they didn't let it go through is because they said it wasn't pertinent to the charges that Puff was facing. So what happened, Jane had went to Vegas and she was invited by allegedly Kanye West and his wife and them and everything like that. And they went to plays, they went to show, they went out to eat and everything. And then later on that night, they went to a hotel room, whereas there was some other couples in there too and some other people. And there wasn't a freak off, but it was one of the guys who does the freak off with her there. And they were all sitting around watching and drinking while this guy was having sex with another sex worker or whatever like that. And while all of them just watching him have sex and stuff. I guess it's some rich people industry that they do. But they were just sitting around watching this dude have a live porn section right there in front of them. You know what I'm saying? So she started talking about that incident in court. And that's how Kanye West's name came up, and which they didn't say his name, but they said his name because it was an objection done. You know how they do, objection, overrule, all this other stuff like that. So they said it was a rapper who's married. They gave a description of it, and it pointed straight to Kanye. And then it so happened the next day he goes up in the courtroom with Diddy and them son. That's just crazy, bro.
Shortly before Kanye's court appearance, victim Jane testified that she was flown to a Vegas freak-off party with an unnamed rapper. Diddy's attorney, Tenny Garagos, described this rapper as a top-level artist closely connected to Diddy, often collaborating with him. Rumors hint that Kanye admitted to some unconventional behavior in his relationship, further fueling the controversy.
During cross-examination, the defense returned to this incident where Jane flew with a famous rapper and his girlfriend to Las Vegas, and after kind of partying with them and going to a strip club, they later went to a hotel, and she testified about people in the room having a sexual encounter, about half a dozen, while a male escort had sex with the rapper's girlfriend, and they watched. And Jane, under cross-examination, admitted a few things. First, that this was, quote, an icon of the music industry that she flew with. Secondly, that she was kind of dancing and flashed her chest to the people in the room, and that the rapper had approached her and said that he always wanted to have sex with her because he found her so sexy.
Now, today, on cross-examination, Combs' defense attorney, Tenny Garagos, asked more questions about this alleged incident. She asked about who this rapper was. She said, isn't it true that he was, quote, at the top of the music industry? Jane said yes. She said, isn't it true that he was a, quote, icon in the music industry? James said yes. She said, isn't it true that he and Sean Combs were very close, both as personal friends, and they had also recorded music together? And James said yes. And Tenny Garagos asked if the purpose of this trip to Vegas was that this rapper was going to celebrate the birthday of his girlfriend or wife. And Jane said yes.
Interestingly, Kanye wasn't always an ally of Diddy. Last year, he publicly criticized him and even leaked private chats telling Diddy to stay away.
This is the same guy that got on, and I don't want to blow nobody else's platforms, got on Drink Champs about a year or so ago before Diddy was arrested, talking about Diddy was a fed, you understand? F Diddy and all this other stuff like that. And then he talked all kind of crazy shit about Diddy. And that's how these dudes in this industry do, man. They ain't got no loyalty to themselves, bro.
Now, with so much at stake, Kanye appears to have switched sides, likely fearing that if Diddy falls, he could be pulled down with him.
You know, Kanye's name was mentioned the day before that when the witness, Jane, was telling a story in which Puff had, I think he had attacked her at one time. He got mad and got upset with her. I think he may have put her in a chokehold or something when he found out that she went to one of the freak-offs, but they said that it was a rapper who was married, and everybody, all the information that came out, it was pointing to Kanye West. And then it so happened the next day he comes up there.
Kanye's legal issues don't stop there. His assistant Lauren Pisciata has accused him of sexual harassment, claiming he sent explicit texts and behaved inappropriately on his private jet.
Earlier this month, her legal team filed an amended complaint saying she was drugged and sexually assaulted at a party co-hosted by Kanye West and Sean Diddy Combs.
And it all begins with a lawsuit filed against Kanye by his former assistant, Lauren Pisciata. Because throughout this lawsuit, she is alleging very damning allegations like trafficking, like transportation to engage in prostitution. And mind you, this is exactly how the investigation into Diddy started with Cassie Ventura's lawsuit, where she alleged trafficking.
When Kanye appeared in court, jurors were shown a freak-off party video for the first time, a graphic recording that visibly unsettled many.
The jury was shown explicit video clips of the freak-offs, which are at the heart of this case. This after the judge dismissed one of the jurors over inconsistencies in his answers about where he lives. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges against him.
As Diddy fights to control the narrative with his wealth and influence, the evidence continues to mount. Witness after witness, tape after tape. With the trial reaching its final chapters, the world watches intently. No matter how many celebrities, lawyers, or schemes come into play, the truth is becoming impossible to ignore. Keep watching to find out who else might be brought down with Diddy.